Hi, my name is Katherine Lape, and today is May 18th, and this is my presentation over genetic-based methods for agricultural insect pest management controls. So pest control management in the agricultural world is steadily rising with several different techniques to prevent the spread of certain worm, mosquitoes, and basically any pests in general into the crops and the wild. It has been said that conventional control methods with chemical insecticides have failed to prevent damage that is caused by insect pests. So today I'm just going to give a brief summary of the techniques that were presented in the journal. So first is a sterile insect technique, and it solely relies on biology rather than chemistry, and involves exposing sterile insects to radiation and then releasing them into the wild. So when the released insects mate, the eggs don't hatch, and because of the damage of the genetic material within the germline. SIT releases both males and females, making it inefficient because the males and females would rather mate with each other than finding a wild mate. SIT is also species specific, so it has no direct off-target effects. There's also an alternative called incompatible insect techniques, and is being developed in mosquitoes, and involves a sustained release of males with a intercellular bacterium that interferes with the reproduction. The second technique that was presented was the mathematical modeling. It's an approach that combines ecology and genetics by creating a population dynamic model, incorporating density-dependent competition, and it's combined with epidemiological models to investigate potential effects of the releases of the mosquito-borne illnesses and diseases. For example, the Zinker virus was listed as one of the ones. There is a release ratio and an overflooding ratio in which it refers to the engineered males and wild males. The ratio that was looked at was if the engineered males are released at a sustained ratio higher than the critical threshold, the population would be eliminated. So if the release ratio is below the critical value, the population attains a lower equilibrium density. Integrating pest management methods was one of the third ones. It is one of the species that was looked at was transgenic Bt crops, and it was the most common engineered insecticidal toxins from Bacillus thuringiensis. I don't know if I said that correctly. Using the Bt crop, the primary approach slows the evolution of resistance known as the high-dose refuge strategy to determine the effectiveness, and to determine the effectiveness is dose-dependent. Sterile insect methods are used to remedy, and resistance is widespread to where the refuge cannot exceed 100%. One of the last ones is gene editing. It has recent advances that have focused on techniques of gene and genome editing, including the CRISPR approach. This approach has been developed in the mosquito population to suppress female fertility and modifying a population. So pest management control is rapidly spreading across the United States with newly found techniques to help the agricultural world succeed. There are many insects that disrupt the agricultural world, and looking at these techniques, I'm sure there will eventually be a way to safely control these pests, all while producing a good crop and a good environment. Overall, the techniques that were presented throughout the journal is looking to suppress or extinguish a population as a whole. I believe that the work that has been brought forward is going somewhere, and hopefully soon it'll start to take over in the ag world. Thank you.